What's up, jabronis? Welcome back to the channel. It has been a while since you guys have seen this ugly mug on your screens, but I am back and super excited to return to making videos for you guys here on Jabroni Joe Outdoors. We have a lot of stuff to discuss today, some updates on everything that's been going on in the background on the channel. And of course, first things first, we have to start out with what I'm sure you guys are most curious about, and that is how my family and I are doing a month after our car accident, which was what our last video was about. And I'm happy to report that we all are doing much, much better. I told you guys in the last video that our baby boy Liam was not injured in the accident whatsoever, and I'm happy to say that here we are a month later and he is as happy and as active as ever. Doesn't seem to have had any lasting effects of any sort. In fact, he has gotten to the point where he is walking the majority of the time. So we are very proud of him and happy that he was not overly affected by this wreck. My lovely wife, Ashley, most of her aches and pains have gone away, though she is 33 weeks pregnant. So there is a certain level of discomfort that comes with that inherently. So it's kind of hard to gauge exactly what effects are left over from the wreck and what of it is just being pregnant. And as for myself, you guys saw in the last video that I had some pretty severe bruising along my torso here from the seatbelt. Thankfully, 98% of that, I would say, has completely cleared up. There's no swelling. All of the purple is gone. All that's really left over is some slight discoloration in that area. It's just a little bit of a different tone, a little darker looking than my normal skin. But there's no pain. Swelling is all gone. I have full use of this entire area, which is very important. I was a little worried that I had torn my pec and the swelling was kind of covering that up, so I was very relieved when I was able to do push-ups and some workouts with no issues. And I actually have been able to get out a couple of times since the accident to make some casts and do a little bit of fishing to see how it felt, and thankfully things are pretty good. I did not record on those times because it was just a couple of little pond fishing sessions where I didn't catch a lot, but I had a good time. It didn't hurt too much to cast, and the biggest thing is that all of the laying around and healing up over the last month has made it to where I fatigue a little bit faster than I normally do, but we'll build that right back up by getting back out on the water and hunting down some fish. So that's going to bring us to the subject of today's video, guys, which is tournament season, where we're at and where we're going from here. Obviously, because I have been out of commission from fishing, healing up from the accident, I have not been fishing tournaments over the last month, but there was a tournament that I fished before the accident took place that you guys have not seen a video on yet, and truth be told, I've been wrestling in my mind back and forth for some time on whether or not I even wanted to make a video about that particular tournament. And what I have decided to do is tell you guys all about it real quick today, but we're not going to make a full-fledged video on that day because it definitely is just not going to be worth it for you guys to watch. The tournament we're talking about took place on July 6th. It was a road runner event. For those who are not familiar with what a road runner event is, tournament organizers pick a number of lakes within close proximity of each other and open it up for the anglers to pick which lakes they want to fish at. Some anglers will pick this lake, some will pick that lake. It's completely open, and you can even switch lakes in the middle of your fishing day because it only takes away from your fishing time to load your stuff up and drive to another body of water. This particular Roadrunner event was taking place in the Wichita Mountains area of southwest Oklahoma, which is a huge, vast, amazing wildlife refuge that has a ton of fishable ponds and lakes all over the refuge, and a couple of very nice lakes just outside of the refuge, including Lake Latonka, which holds the current state record smallmouth bass for Oklahoma. I personally chose to fish Lake Elmer Thomas, commonly referred to as Letra, because The general consensus from most of the anglers in the field was that the winning bag was more than likely going to come from Lettra, and I had done some pre-fishing at Lettra, which you guys saw in a previous video, that went fairly decently. It had there was some pretty good fish in there, and I had a fairly good day of pre-fishing when I went there with my buddy Joe. So this was stop number 8 of the OKC KFC's 2024 tournament trail, and since I had done everything right leading up to this tournament, I had done all of my research, I had pre-fished the place, using the information that I got from pre-fishing. I scoped out particular baits and areas that I was going to reuse and revisit when I came back. My mother-in-law helped me build a seat riser for my kayak, which would make it more comfortable for me to fish for long periods of time, because this was going to be the first Saturday tournament that I'd had a chance to fish all season, meaning that I would be fishing for 6 to 8 hours. And I mean, I just did everything that you're supposed to do to properly prepare for a tournament, at least to the best of my ability. And guys, it was a wash. It was the worst day of fishing I have had in a tournament in a long time, probably ever. Over the course of the entire day, I caught 3 bass, all of which were too short to measure and score in the tournament. And it broke me down, guys. I legit, about an hour before fishing time was up, I put my head down and I cried for a few minutes, had a little bit of a mental breakdown there on the water, and I paddled my butt back to the ramp and loaded up, and I made that long, disappointing drive home an hour early. And after that tournament, guys, I was really questioning whether or not I'm ever going to go back and do tournaments, because fishing is supposed to be my relax, the thing I do to relax. It's supposed to be my escape. So the fact that fishing had brought me that much stress was something that I was like, do I even want to deal with this again? But after having time to sit on everything and think it over a lot, and then the accident happened, which obviously anyone who's been in a bad car wreck knows that it gets you thinking about your life just a little bit differently. I realized that I definitely am going to keep doing tournaments. I want to keep doing tournaments. I think that competitive edge, having that goal, that's something to strive for, to do these tournaments and do well, is something that I, as primarily a stay-at-home dad, it's just something I need in my life. You gotta have goals, you gotta have things that keep you moving along. And you know, for the longest time, when I was a kid, the only thing I wanted to do was be a dad and be a good one. And I am that. I'm a great dad, and I continue to work every day to maintain that. But as is human nature, you always want more. You always want something else once you've achieved the thing that you wanted. And that's what I want to do, is continue to get better, get out there and fish harder. And you got to keep those goals. You got to keep having something to aim for. If you have nothing to aim for, then I just don't feel like there's much point. I feel like after a while, it becomes harder and harder to see a point to anything if you don't have something to strive for. And that's just my personal opinion. So as far as where we're going with tournament season from here, as of the time of this recording, there is literally 1 tournament left in the regular season, and then the championship, which takes place the first weekend of October. You have to compete in at least 5 regular season events in order to qualify for the championship, and I have done 4. And to be honest with you guys, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm not going to be able to compete in this last regular season tournament and qualify for the championship, and I probably wouldn't be able to fish the championship anyway, because we actually have a couple of big time family events taking place on that same weekend. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys know now that tournament season seems to be done for Jabroni Joe for this year. But don't fret, I'm going to work hard, study hard, and fish hard. And I will come back next season more motivated and ready than ever to chase those fish, try to do my best, and hopefully finally capture that Angler of the Year title that I want so very badly. So as far as where we go with the channel from here, I have some really awesome ideas for videos that I have come up with in the time that I've been healing, and I'm going to be trying to film some of those here very soon after this video right here has been filmed. But I do have a couple of videos that were filmed before the accident took place that still have yet to be released here on the channel, so you guys can expect those in the next couple of weeks, then probably some new content after that. I also have to keep in mind that we have a new jabroni joining the family at the end of October, so I'm going to be doing my best over the next few weeks to film as much content to get stored up for you guys to enjoy after the baby gets here as possible. But there is a distinct possibility, if I can't get a whole lot of content saved up, that there will be another little hiatus in videos in late October, as I will be taking time to enjoy with my newborn baby boy. Thank you guys so much for your support and for being patient with me. I really appreciate it more than you guys will ever know. And I have to tell you guys, we got some exciting stuff coming on the channel over the course of the fall and the winter, and I have some really awesome ideas for some content, some stuff that we have never done before on the channel that I really think is going to be extremely fun and extremely exciting and really entertaining for you guys to watch. So be sure to stay tuned, and we will catch you guys in the next one. I love all of you, I appreciate you, and remember, if it ain't Joe, it's gotta go. Angler out.